steel beams, turbine motors, copper wiring, and scrap metal. The Lenox Metals Recycling Show is for the serious big players. If you're working in a demolition, renovation, construction, in the hotel industry, government agency, or a utilities company, or just need to know what to do with your scrap and junk, then tune in. Al Hornstein, CEO of Lenox Metals, has over 25 years of experience as a commercial and industrial scrap metals dealer. He will bring you valuable information on how to save time, money, and your company's reputation when it comes to processing your recyclable scrap materials. Now, here's your host, Alan Hornstein, and his co-host, Justine Gronwald.
Welcome back to the Lenox Metals Recycling Show. I am the co-host, Justine Gronwald, and the host, CEO of Lenox Metals, Alan Hornstein.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, so we're back, and this time we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what Lenox does, the services they provide, and then a very important topic, which is, how to properly recycle your scrap metal with an authorized dealer. But before we go into that, tell us a little bit more about what Lenox Metals does.
Well, many years ago, I designed the company to be a model of the company I worked at years and years ago, which was my uncle's business. They were a commercial industrial recycler. They had heavy equipment, excavators, shears, forklifts, torches.
I saw some of those torches on your plant.
Yeah, so the model I followed was absolute resembles
of your good old
from where I
uncles.
came from.
Yeah, that's good.
And today I keep in touch with my extended family. They're very proud of me, proud of what I've accomplished out here, and it's sort of carrying on the lineage of our business.
In Hawaii too.
In Hawaii, yes. And so the design of the company was to service primarily commercial industrial users. We service three primary sectors of business. One is the utilities business, two is the military, and three is large construction companies, down to small construction companies, and those companies that support large and small construction. There's just various companies like flooring, window manufacturers.
Anything that goes into a structure, basically.
Anything that's built into a building, yes. And so we deal with the concept of materials lifecycle management. So when something is built, for instance, we have a renaissance of hotel renovation going on in town here. It typically comes in a 20-year cycle, and that is either hotels look at themselves to renew themselves.
You want to renovate?
To renovate, reconstruct, and to modernize primarily, so that they can keep that type of business that they run, that being in an effort to support tourism, which is a primary effort here, as well as other types of sectors like the utilities business, who are constantly having to look at their map and their grid and figure out how to reconstruct power, communications, whether it be above ground or below ground.
So it's like those lines that you see above you sometimes as you're driving down the highways and...
Exactly.
Right.
We service companies that have a construction of a telephone pole above ground, that have cable running through it, that have hardware attached to it, that basically provide power and communications to the grid, the grid being the island.
So you're far more far-reaching than just the structure.
Yes, absolutely. We are supporting everything relating to power and communications, as well as electronic types of devices that are intricate in running buildings today. Anything leading to the interconstruction of a building, whether it's outside of the wall or in back of the wall. When I say in back of the wall, it's really the infrastructure of a
Right.
building.
It's those beams that keep those buildings up. And when I
Yes.
went to your plant, I saw some really big beams that your special crane or whatever it is just snaps it in half. If
Yeah.
some of you are watching this video, you'll see the opening scene again of how you have all this special equipment to take care of that.
Correct. I mean, in every building that's built, the infrastructure, the guts of the building that hold the building up also come down during a deconstruction, and that is, as they say, the bones of the building.
Right, like we're built, we have a
Yes.
structure. So along those lines, now when listeners out there who are in that industry are looking to, go forth with a demolition or whatever process it is that they need to take away this scrap metal, this is the main topic we're going to cover, is that how important is it to properly take away this scrap metal, and what is the importance of having an authorized dealer do it?
Correct. It's an excellent topic. Most large projects that are run throughout the city and the state require that a licensed, permitted recycler be involved. That would be a recycler with a solid waste management permit, which is one of the very special permits.
Let me ask you this before you go on. So if someone is kind of new or looking for a new authorized dealer, can they ask this person for the permit, or should they ask for this permit before they go forward?
They should.
Okay,
And every
okay.
recycler in our business who is claiming to be a processor of recycled material
They have to have this permit.
must have a solid waste management permit, a
Okay.
permit number, which is documented, dated, and
Public record?
it's public record, held by the Department of Health,
Okay.
Solid Waste Management Group.
Okay.
And then there are subsets of the permit that require other types of permits, such as stormwater runoff in a facility, where a facility exists. And all this is an effort to know that you're dealing with someone who's absolutely legal and permitted to do the work
That's
that they
really
do.
important.
Very
Yeah.
important. If you're dealing with an unauthorized dealer, you're taking on the risk of not complying with certain laws that are regulated throughout the state.
And aside from that, because it could fall on you as the company, not to mention what it could do possibly environmentally if it's not properly taken care of.
Yeah, that's true as well. When we go out to a project or we're serving a commercial industrial client, we're there for the purpose of handling their material correctly. And so we document everything we handle from the
That's an
point of
important-
generation.
Yeah. So you just don't go in there and haul things out. You really, really consult, investigate, and take note of everything.
Absolutely. The generator is relying on us to handle it correctly. And in most cases of large and reasonably big companies, they want their material handled by a permitted company. And most cases, they'll ask for our permit numbers.
That's good.
But they'll also ask for a list of references, trade references of folks that we do business with as well, of which we have a long list of. So having worked in the industry for 28 years serving utilities, construction companies, military, we've created a very handsome resume for generators to look at and know that they're working with someone who's qualified to do the work.
Now, define generators. I know what that is, but in case the listeners don't know what a generator is.
A generator is simply defined as a company or an entity who is actually generating the material from their
Okay.
site. In other words, they own the material.
Okay.
They might own the building. They might, regardless of their relationship, if they're renting land, they're usually the owners of the material.
Okay.
So the owners of the material also have risk And the risk is, are we dealing with someone licensed and qualified, or
Because
are we not?
that could reflect on them in the end.
Absolutely.
And they have to do their due diligence when looking for an authorized dealer.
Yeah.
And
They, in most cases, with a larger company, they're fiduciarily responsible for doing that.
okay.
But in the case of small business as well, because everyone, to some degree, may be either fully regulated or partially regulated by the Department of Health if they're handling certain types of materials that could be questioned, and the disposal of those materials as part and parcel to what we do.
Well, I think we covered a lot about, how to properly take care of the scrap metal. So to get more information about this and get the resources and links and numbers to call that's mentioned, the Department of Health, go ahead and call or text to this number, area code 808-518-3997. And those of you listening or watching the video, it's at the bottom of the screen, and Alan will immediately send you through email a report covering this with all the reference numbers.
We will.
So this concludes this episode, and we look forward to seeing you in the next. Aloha.
Thank you.